Life as We Know It with Tom Walton.
Do you remember the delightfully creepy and funny movie Beetlejuice? If so, you'll likely recall a scene in which the newly deceased are sitting in a crowded waiting room, awaiting their turn to be processed into a place I assume was hell. Each of them is holding a number indicating their place in line. I was reminded of that recently when I spent one entire business day at the Ohio Bureau of Motor Vehicles. It wasn't hell, but it was close. My day began with one simple goal: to update my Ohio driver's license and make it a federally compliant ID. If I ever wanted to board a commercial aircraft again, I was told, I needed to become federally compliant by the October 1st, 2020 deadline. One can only imagine the crush of humanity that is likely to descend upon BMV offices around the state next September when the procrastinators among us realize we'll be grounded unless we take care of business. So I elected to do it now and figured I would avoid all those jostling elbows next fall. I figured wrong. I stopped in at the BMV location nearest my home. Arrayed before me in a jumbled sea of humanity was what seemed to be half the free world. I took a number. 33 numbers were ahead of me. If, as they say, there's safety in numbers, I was in a very safe place. Finally, it was my turn. I placed what I thought were the required documents in front of the agent, including my passport, which I guessed would effectively convince even a skeptic that I am in fact me. That won't do, she said. She produced a sheet of documents that would qualify me for compliance. I would need to prove my full legal name, birth date, social security number, and 2 proofs of Ohio residency, plus proof of something called legal presence. Okay, so I slumped out of the place, annoyed mostly at myself for not better preparing. I found some new documents at home and headed back to the BMV. I took a new number. This time I'm behind 26 people. Let me tell you, that's a lonely wait. After you've checked your text messages and emails for the 14th time and your Sudoku app is draining your power, what then? I'm finally called again. You've brought the wrong stuff, I'm told. I'm annoyed once more, this time at the great state of Ohio. I felt like Dorothy in The Wizard of Oz. Go away, come back tomorrow, and while you're at it, bring me the broom of the Wicked Witch. You know what? I would have delivered the witch in person if it would have helped. Part of the problem is the fact that I changed my address in 2018, so many of the 2019 official documents I took to the BMV showed my old address. I didn't have much at home that proved my new one. Finally, on my 5th try, I managed to cobble together what the BMV needed. A warm feeling of accomplishment washed over me as I realized that I'd pulled a ticket from the wheel of misfortune for the last time. I sat down to get my picture taken, but, shocker, a smile just wouldn't come. I was upset that after 5 trips to the BMV, not once did they offer to chip in for gas. Some of my frustration was my own fault, but I did feel good about one thing. When I paid my fee, I was asked if I'd like to add $1 more for charity. I said yes. I might not be the brightest crayon in the box, but neither am I the cheapest.
Life as We Know It is written and hosted by Tom Walton and is a production of WGTE Public Media. Life as We Know It with Tom Walton can be heard on WGTE FM 91 every Monday afternoon during All Things Considered at 5:44 p.m. Or hear past episodes at WGTE.org/life.